Welcome back to the Bible Breakdown channel. Today's video will be signs of the end times in the Bible. Have you ever looked at the world around us and wondered, what's next? News headlines flash with stories of wars, natural disasters, and societies in turmoil. It can all feel a bit overwhelming, even chaotic. It might surprise you to learn that thousands of years ago, the Bible described a time that sounds remarkably similar to what we're experiencing today. These descriptions are often called the signs of the end times. Now, let's be clear. When we talk about the end times, it's not about predicting a specific date or causing fear. The Bible itself says no one knows the day or the hour. Instead, these passages are meant to give us hope and a sense of direction, like a spiritual weather forecast, encouraging us to be aware and prepared in our hearts. It's about understanding the bigger picture of God's plan for humanity. So, what are these signs? Jesus himself spoke about them in what's known as the Olivet Discourse, found in the books of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. He was sitting on the Mount of Olives when his disciples came to him privately and asked, "Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" Jesus' answer is fascinating. He starts by saying, "See that no one leads you astray." This is the first and perhaps most important sign, the rise of deception. He warns that many will come in his name, claiming to be the Messiah, and will lead many astray. We see this today, don't we? A flood of different ideologies, philosophies, and spiritual leaders all claiming to have the ultimate truth. In a world saturated with information, it's easier than ever to be misled. This sign is a call for discernment, to anchor ourselves in what is true and tested. Next, Jesus talks about global conflict. He says, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars." He continues, "Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom." Think about the last century and even the conflicts happening right now. It feels like a constant state of unrest somewhere in the world. Jesus tells us not to be alarmed when we see this, because these things must happen. But the end is still to come. It's a reminder that human conflict is part of this fallen world. But it also points toward a future time when true peace will finally reign. Along with wars, Jesus mentions famines and earthquakes in various places. He calls these the beginning of the birth pains. When we look at global hunger statistics and the increasing frequency and intensity of natural disasters, it's hard not to see a parallel. A woman in labor knows the pains will increase before the baby is born. In the same way, these events are seen as signs that a new era is drawing near. They are painful, yes, but they also signal the coming of something new and wonderful. Another significant sign Jesus mentions is persecution. He tells his followers, "Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations. For my name's sake, throughout history and still today, people of faith have faced intense opposition simply for their beliefs." This persecution isn't just a historical event. It's a current reality for millions around the globe. This sign is a somber one, but it's also a testament to the enduring power of faith even in the face of incredible hardship. Connected to this, Jesus warns that the love of many will grow cold. Have you noticed a shift in how people treat each other? A rise in selfishness, a lack of compassion, a general sense of every person for themselves. This cooling of love and increase in lawlessness is a spiritual sign of the times. It's a call for believers to be the opposite, to be sources of warmth, kindness, and genuine love in a world that desperately needs it. But it's not all doom and gloom. In fact, right in the middle of this difficult list, Jesus gives the most hopeful sign of all. He says, "And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come." Think about that. Despite all the chaos, conflict, and deception, the good news of God's love and redemption will reach every corner of the earth. With modern technology, from satellite broadcasts to the internet, the Bible and its message are more accessible now than ever before in human history. We are living in the age of the greatest missionary outreach ever known. This is a powerful and encouraging sign that God's plan of salvation is moving forward. The Apostle Paul also wrote about the character of people in the last days. In his letter to Timothy, he paints a very detailed picture. He says people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful and unholy. Paul's warning is for us to turn away from such things. It's a call to live differently, to cultivate virtues like humility, gratitude, and self-control, standing in stark contrast to the spirit of the age. Another key theme in prophecies about the end times is the nation of Israel. Many Bible scholars believe the rebirth of Israel as a nation in 1948 was a monumental prophetic event. Old Testament prophets like Ezekiel and Isaiah spoke of a time when God would gather his people from all the nations where they were scattered and bring them back to their own land. For nearly 2,000 years, this seemed impossible. Yet, in our lifetime, we saw it happen. The Bible also speaks of Jerusalem becoming a cup of staggering for all the surrounding peoples, a center of international conflict and attention. When we see Jerusalem constantly in the headlines today, it aligns with these ancient prophecies. So, what do we do with all this information? Again, the point is not to hide in a bunker or live in fear. The Bible's message is consistently one of preparation and hope. Jesus uses the parable of the fig tree. He says, when you see its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. In the same way, when we see these signs, we should know that his return is near. It's a call to wake up spiritually. It's about examining our own lives. Are we living in a way that reflects our faith? Are we sharing the hope we have with others? Are we growing in our love for God and for our neighbors? The signs of the times are not meant to be a secret code for an exclusive club. They are a universal message of love from a God who wants everyone to be ready. They are a call to turn to him, to find peace in the midst of chaos, and to look forward with joyful anticipation to the day when all things will be made new. The Bible promises a future where there will be no more tears, no more pain, and no more suffering. A future where righteousness and peace will reign forever. The signs of the end times are simply the road markers on the journey to that beautiful destination. They remind us that history is not a random series of events, but a story that is heading towards a glorious conclusion. So, instead of feeling anxious about the state of the world, we can feel a sense of purpose. We can be a light in the darkness, a voice of hope in a sea of uncertainty. The message is simple: be watchful, be ready, and keep your faith. The story isn't over, and the best is yet to come. Thanks for watching today. I hope this discussion has given you something to think about and a sense of hope. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content that explores these important topics. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay faithful.